The CEO disguised himself as a worker to inspect the electronics factory. However, he angered the deputy factory director's son, who retaliated against him. Just as the security guards were about to beat up the CEO, the factory director's secretary walked over, asking what was going on. Hearing there was trouble, the secretary was furious. But when he turned and saw that the troublemaker was the CEO, he was so terrified that he fell to his knees. The deputy director's son, unaware of what was happening, thought the secretary was simply in a hurry and thus appeared weak-kneed. Understanding the CEO's hint, the secretary kept his identity hidden, and let the CEO handle the situation himself. The CEO then announced that, starting tomorrow, all employees eating in the cafeteria would receive equal meals, with no favoritism. Otherwise, anyone responsible for such discrimination would be fired. He also demoted the deputy director's son by 3 levels and revoked all his bonuses. Seeing the secretary obey a mere worker's orders, the deputy director's son stormed off in anger. To avenge this humiliation, he reserved a private room at a hotel and planned a class reunion. The next day, the CEO arrived at the hotel in the factory director's car, intending to discuss the deputy director's embezzlement over dinner. But as he reached the hotel entrance, he spotted his wife waiting for her classmates. She assumed he was there to attend the reunion as well. Surprised, the CEO asked about the reunion. Just then, a female classmate approached, and after hearing that the CEO worked as a factory laborer, she mocked the wife for having a poor husband who didn't belong in such a fancy hotel. Initially, the CEO ignored the classmate's taunts, but to boost his wife's dignity, he decided to join her at the reunion. The deputy director's son, seeing the CEO, was upset, claiming he hadn't invited him to the gathering. The CEO explained he was accompanying his wife. A male classmate began boasting that everyone there was wealthy, hinting that someone as poor as the CEO had no place there. The female classmate suggested he eat at a food stall outside. Seeing the disrespect toward her husband, the wife decided to leave with him. The deputy director's son hurriedly persuaded them to stay, as he had always had feelings for her and didn't want her to leave. To please him, another man attempted to seat the wife beside the deputy director's son. The CEO immediately intervened, warning him not to touch his wife. The female classmate thought the wife was ungrateful, reasoning that the deputy director's son had reserved this luxurious room for her sake. The CEO scoffed, saying this wasn't the most luxurious room. That honor belonged to the Sky Garden suite on the hotel's top floor. To impress the woman, the deputy director's son decided to upgrade to the Sky Garden suite, but the server explained that the Sky Garden suite was the hotel's most expensive room, and it was reserved exclusively for the company's CEO. The deputy director's son, displeased, insisted on being taken to the suite. At the suite entrance, the server informed them that the room required the CEO's fingerprint for access. Accusing the server of lying, the deputy director's son attempted the fingerprint verification several times, but each time, it failed. The server warned him against further attempts, as it could trigger security measures. Refusing to believe it, he tried to kick the door open with all his might, only for the door to repel him, causing him to fall at the CEO's feet.